Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Adhav UK, Department of Zoology from रयत शिक्षण संस्थाज RB Narayanrao Boravke Mahavidyalaya, Shrierampur. Today we will discuss about skeleton in Porifera from the same paper 1st TYBSc Zoology, Animal Systematic and Diversity 5th. This phylum Porifera, which contains skeleton. What is meant by Porifera? First we will see. Porifera is the second phylum from invertebrate. Porifera means pore-bearing animals. Suppose this is the sponge body or cycon. There are numerous pores present on their body, which is helpful for intake of water and driven out water for feeding purpose. It also helpful for intake of O2 and driven out CO2 and also the reproductive bodies. Means the pore bearing animals include in this phylum Porifera. Then our topic of discussion is skeleton. What is skeleton? Skeleton is nothing but main framework or main skeleton which gives support to the soft tissue and body, delicate body of the animal. This sponge body main having two germ layers, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Outer ectoderm is formed by pinacocytes or pinacoderm cells. Inner endoderm is formed by flagellated choanocyte cells. In between these two, there is the mesoglia or mesenchyme layer. In this mesenchyme layer, there is the presence of scleroblast cells. Scleroblast cells. These scleroblast cells from mesenchyme layer undergo the formation of skeletal material, and skeletal material is in the form of spicules and spongin fibers. First we will see spicules. The skeletal material of a sponge body is formed by spicules and second the spongin fibers. Skeletal structures of sponges which is formed by spicules and spongin fibers. These spicules are formed by calcium carbonate deposition. When scleroblast cells secrete calcium carbonate deposition, then the cells are called as chalcoblast. Cells are called as chalcoblast. And the spicules formed, they are called as calcareous spicules. If scleroblast cells secrete silica material or siliceous spicules, then that spicules are called as siliceous spicules. Siliceous spicules. Thus, the mesenchyme cells which are present in between these two layers, it is thin layer. In between these two layers, these mesenchyme cells having scleroblast cells, these scleroblast cells of mesenchyme undergo the formation or they secretes the calcareous material, and calcareous material secretion is called as spicules, and the spicules are called as calcareous or the class Calcarea, and the spicules are called as, and the cells are called as calcoblast cells. When the scleroblast cells undergo the deposition of siliceous material or siliceous spicules, then they are included in the class Hexactinellida, and the spicules are called as siliceous spicules. Thus, the main scleroblast cells undergo the formation of spicules and the spongin fibers. According to shape and size, the spicules are again divided into two main categories. First is the megascleres and second the microscleres. These megascleres are larger spicules. These are larger spicules, and these larger spicules forms main framework, or they form the main supporting material of sponge body. They forms the main supportive framework or main gives support to the sponge body, which is delicate, which is having soft tissue. These microscleres, they do not give support to the sponge body. They do not give support to the sponge body, but they lie scattered in the mesenchyme. They lie scattered in the mesenchyme. These microscleres, which are smaller spicules, these smaller spicules, they do not give support to the sponge body, but they lie scattered here and there in the mesenchyme, or they lie in between the larger spicules. They are called as the megascleres. Thus, we will see the classification of megascleres. Megascleres again divided into 5 types. Megascleres, which are again divided into 5 types. First is monoaxon spicules. These are the monoaxon spicules. These monoaxon spicules, these spicules grow along single axis. They grow along single axis in the form of needle or small thread. They are in the form of needle. They are transparent, spine-like. They are spine-like or transparent needle-like in the form, and when these spicules grow along a single axis, then they are called as monoaxon type of spicules. They are again divided into single. If only one side there is a point, only one side there is a needle-like point, it is called as monoactinal, and the spicule is called as style. If both the ends are pointed like needle, then it is called as diactinal type of spicule, and the spicule is called as auxias. They are called as auxias. Both the ends pointed, auxias. Only one end pointed, style. This is monoactinal. Single side actin or single side pointed end is called as monoactinal. Both ends are pointed, diactinal. If both the ends of the single spicule having needle-like or pinhead-like blunt ends, then the spicule is called as tylodes. If the monoactinal spicule having disc at both the ends, then these spicules are called as amphidisk. Sometimes the disc may be having some pointed or needle-like pieces on both the side. These types of disc-like spicules are called as amphidisc type of spicules. If both the ends are bluntly pointed, then they are called as strongyles. And on the spicule, if there is spiny or needle-like spines present, then that spicule is called as acanthostyle. These are the monoaxon type of spicules. When spicules grow along a single axis, then they are called as monoactinal, diactinal, amphidisc or strongyles, blunt end strongyles, pinhead, tylodes, and acanthostyle if there is spiny needle-like processes present on the single axis or single ray, then it is called as acanthostyle. All these are first type, that is the monoaxon from Megascleus. Second type from Megascleus is called as triaxon. Triaxon means the spicule having 3 axes that cross one another at right angles to produce 6 rays. 3 axes which cross one another at right angles to produce 6 rays. Sometimes these rays may be pointed, sometimes they may be blunt or pinhead-like, and when there are 3 axes which cross one another at right angles to produce 6 rays, then the spicules are called as triaxon type of spicules. Third, tetraxon. Tetra means 4. When there are 4 axes and they cross from the single central point, then they are called as tetraxon type of spicules. They may be 3 rays one side, 1 ray which will be larger, or there may be diane and triane. Like this type of spicules may be present in this tetraxon type. Then polyaxon. Poly means numerous or many. From the central axis, numerous rays arises and goes in various angles. Then they are called as polyaxon type of spicules. Sometimes central axis may be small or it may be long. If small with pointed ray, then the spicules are called as oxyaster, and if large central axis and blunt rays, then they are called as spiraster. This is the fourth type, polyaxon. Then spires and asters. Spires and asters are irregular form type of spicules. It may be larger central axis and irregular crypts or irregular rays, or small center and branched rays. They are called as spires and asters. These are 5 types of monoaxon type of spicules, triaxon type of spicules, tetra, poly, spires and asters. All these are Megascleus. Megascleus main gives skeletal framework or main support to the body of sponge. Second type is microscleus. Microscleus do not give support to the sponge body, but they lie here and there in the mesenchyme or they wander here and there in the mesenchyme. These microscleres are again divided into two types, A. spires and B. asters. These smaller spicules, if they curve like the letter C, then they are called as sigmas. If they are curved with a boat-shaped structure, then they are called as toxas. If single spicule with disc at both the ends, then they are called as chillas. If disc is unequal, one large disc, another small disc, then they are called as anisochillas. If both the discs are similar, then isochilla, and if dissimilar discs, then anisochillas. These are the spires having curved in their spicules. Then asters. Asters are another type of microscleres having small central axis with pointed needle-like spines. They are called as oxyaster. If large central axis and smaller or reduced form of spines arising from the central axis, then they are called as steeraster. If large central axis and blunt rays arising from the central axis, then they are called as strongylaster. These are the microscleres which do not give support to the sponge body, but they lie scattered here and there in the mesenchyme. These are the megascleres and microscleres, types of spicules formed by mesenchyme cells called as scleroblast cells. Scleroblast cells. These scleroblast cells, when they secrete calcium carbonate deposition, then the spicules are called as calcareous spicules, which include in class Calcarea. And if the scleroblast cells secrete siliceous spicules, then the cells are called as silicoblast cells, and the spicules are called as the class Hexactinellida, which shows these types of siliceous types of spicules. These are the spicules. Then second point is spongine fibers. Spongine fibers. Spongine fibers are, or spongine is nothing but the organic horny elastic material. It is a scleroprotein. It is having capacity to soluble in the KOH, but it is insoluble in water and acid. It is rich in sulfur and iodine, and it forms number of spongioblast cells when they come together like this. When they come together to fuse in a single row, then they secrete a silky fiber or spongine fiber. When these spongine fibers come together in large number, then they forms a mesh or network like this, and this network forms a main support to the sponge body. Thus, in the porifera skeleton, which is formed by main two types of spicules and spongine fibers, spicules are again categorized or divided into 5 types in the megascleres and 2 types in the microscleres. Megascleres gives main support, which are 5 types: monoaxon, triaxon, tetraxon, polyexon, asters and spires. And microscleres again divided into 2, spires and asters. Spires are sigma shaped, toxas boat shaped, chillas and anisochillas. If disc is similar or dissimilar, similar disc called as isochellas, dissimilar disc called as anisochellas. Asters again divided into two types, stereaster with large central axis and oxyaster with small central axis and needle-like spines arising from the central axis. Like this, there are the spicules and spongin fibers which gives main support to the sponge body or cycon body. Then how these spicules form? These spicules, formation of spicules form by scleroblast cells, main scleroblast cells. Scleroblast cells are present in the mesenchyme or mesoglea layer. These scleroblast cells having this type of structure. When these scleroblast cells having binucleate type, these are the two nuclei, binucleate type, after metabolic reaction, when outer seawater, outside seawater enters into the body, then there is the deposition of calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate forms the spicule or forms the small axis or spine. This spine undergoes the formation of spicule. When there is the increase of length or when the spicule lengthen means it increases its length, then both the nuclei goes apart from each other and these scleroblast cells again divide. Scleroblast cells again divide into two, and one go to outer side, another to the inner side, and the inner side cell is called as founder cell, and outer cell is called as thickener cell. When spicule is fully formed or mature, at that time both the cells detach from each other and spicule is separated from both the cells, and this founder cell and thickener cell lie into the mesenchyme, and this spicule main form after the detachment of these scleroblast cells, and they mainly form the support of the body. When there is the formation of monoaxon type of spicule, then single scleroblast with binucleate nucleus having the deposition of calcium carbonate material inside it, into which there is the formation of spicule after metabolic reaction, or when the seawater deposited from the surrounding medium into the body, then there is the formation of spicule. This is the formation of monoaxon type of spicule. Then triradiate spicule is formed when three scleroblast cells like this, when these three scleroblast cells come together, coincide with one another, and then there is the deposition of triradiate type of spicule. This is the formation of spicule from the scleroblast cells. If the scleroblast cells deposit or secrete calcareous material, then they are called as calcoblast. When they secrete siliceous material, then they are called as silicoblast. This is the formation of spicule. Then the uses of spicules. Spicules mainly give framework, or mainly it gives support to the sponge body. This is the first function. Second function is it enables the sponge body to grow in a particular or to a considerable size. And third function is it helps to identify or to classify the sponge or cycon from which class it belongs. Porifera divides, phylum Porifera divided into three classes: class Calcarea, class Hexactinellida, and class Demospongia. Calcarea class having calcareous spicules, Demospongia or Hexactinellida class having siliceous spicules, and Demospongia either siliceous or calcareous spicules may be formed. Means third use of skeleton is to identify or to classify the animal from which class it belongs. Thus, these are the formation of spicule and the structure of spicule or Porifera skeleton. Thank you for watching.